how much I love Journey Spice. Journey Spice, non-GMO, no salt, no sugar, just all sorts of goodness and smart, environmentally friendly packaging. Pinch the top, take it off. Food tastes better. Comes in singles, 2-packs, and 4-packs. It's Journey Spice. Find them at Amazon.com. Time for Denver's best sports talk with the Altitude Daily.
This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
You know, my amateur theory as to why the Broncos running game is inconsistent. It's because they don't know who they are in the run game. They have too many different formations, too many different... Like, if you're the old days of Terrell Davis, they would line up Moj. Howard Griffith would line up at fullback. You know what's coming. You know where it's going. When you watch Saquon Barkley, you know, they got Jalen Hurts, and they're going to play that game with Jalen and Saquon. They're going to throw, and you know what's coming. I don't know what's coming with it. It's so
well. There is
every play look, every formation looks different.
There's
Everything
no identity yet. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
There's no identity yet. But I think that again, when you're talking about a completely new running back room, outside of course Jaleel, who was inactive, and Bidet, who didn't really play last year. You've got a new running back room here. So I think that you need to give it time to play out. You need to see and get these guys more comfortable because, again, we even saw some missed assignments in terms of blocking. In fact, when you go back and look at the strip sack, Brett,
yeah,
I'm not sure that Harvey knows where he's supposed to be on that particular play, or if he does, he's in the wrong place as to where Nix, I think, thought he was going to be to help out, pick up, some of that rush and so on and so. I think, Vic, these things will iron themselves out, but it may take a little while. It may. Every win in this division is valuable. They got the W. If we're talking about this in week 6 and we're having these same conversations, then we've got problems. Then you and I will sit down with Brett and we will go, okay, they're in real trouble here unless they better get their act together immediately.
The Altitude Daily. The morning sprint.
The key points here, and we will go into the press release, privately funded by the Penner Walton ownership group. No new taxes. Again, this is what they expect for this project.
My lips. No new taxes.
A retractable roof.
The real 80s kids know that one right there.
A 2031 targeted season of opening. And as most, billion-plus dollar stadiums happen to be nowadays, there will be a mixed-use district development as part of this. So the big news, the Broncos have found their preferred location for a new stadium once Empower Field at Mile High has run its course, and that is staying in Denver in the Burnham Yard area.
I'm ecstatic about it. This is the right decision. This is going to add to what I believe about 15, 20 years from now is going to be one of the greatest downtowns in the world because you're going to have, most likely, you have a new ball arena set up.
Well, we know that they will be extending that entertainment area.
Correct.
And
we'll call it a revitalized area. And then I'm assuming that the Burnham Yard project is going to lead to incredible amounts of dining, libation consumption, shopping, entertainment in and around what the Broncos do. And what we've learned about this Walton Penner group, they don't do anything second class. And they move quickly.
Yeah, also when you have SoFi Stadium in the family on the West Coast, there's probably a little bit of a keeping up with the Joneses mentality there inside the family. Hey, you did well. We know that this is Super Bowl territory and FIFA World Cup territory. There's a reason why.
Don't start talking dirty to me, Raj. That you started saying that there's going to be FIFA World Cup action at Burnham Yard.
Well, no, that's not going to happen. We already know where the World Cup is being played. You would have to have another World Cup.
I'm talking about, I'm cool with it, man. I'll be here 30 years from now.
By the time that happens,
I'll be 73.
By the time that happens,
I'll have my scarf and my kid on.
Hold on. Stop your excitement.
I'm excited.
Tuck it a little bit.
Up tuck or down tuck?
Oh, just grab the duct tape out there. By the time another World Cup happens to come back to the States, this new stadium will likely be obsolete. Think about that for a second. The new life cycle on stadiums is like 20, 25 years. Then you go, what am I doing in this dump? This is awesome for the Broncos.
The Altitude Daily. Columbus, Hastings, and DMAC.
New Broncos Stadium, no taxes for the public, retractable roof, target to be built in 2031, grass field, commitment to the community, development of an area that is blighted, to say the least. In terms of a new Denver, this, along with the development the KSC is planning to build around Ball Arena over the next few years, Denver is going to look like a different city in about 6-7 years. A different city. And today's a gargantuan announcement about the Denver Broncos staying in Denver. We'll have Parker Gabriel from the Denver Post that wrote the story about this coming on with us in 18 minutes. And the mayor of Denver will join us at 2 o'clock to talk about the economic impact to the city of Denver. But boys, what's your reaction to the huge announcement that the preferred site, it's not set in stone, but it's the preferred site. But I think this is as good of a lock as you can possibly imagine.
Cool, man. I mean, this is it's cool, man. We're getting a new stadium. It's officially here, and you know it's going to be state of the art. It's going to be the best stadium in the world, probably literally in the world. You know that's just kind of what happens here. So we're going to have some awesome stuff. They're going to build a new city around it. I'm relieved about my drive home. I don't have to worry about my traffic.
I forgot that was also
very,
in the press
very, very
release.
relieved about that. I
Yes.
appreciate the mayor considering me in that.
Yes.
And now I think it's going to be fascinating. The only debate that natives will have is going to be about the dome. Right now, it's retractable, so retractable roof. But I do think there's still going to be a little bit of debate there, and I think it'll be fascinating to see what they do with the first snow game.
Well, Buffalo's building a new stadium, and they're going to make sure the fans are covered, but the field isn't.
Yeah, I think that's
But
idiotic.
guess what Buffalo will never have?
A Super Bowl.
A Super Bowl.
Nor will they have like Taylor Swift in November come play at their place or 10,000 other things. I thought it was an insanely stupid decision. Also, they took millions and millions of dollars in public funding to do that half-empty stadium. I think it's an insane decision by Buffalo doing what they did. And by the way, they put that right next to Highmark Stadium, which is in Orchard Park. Yeah. That is not in Buffalo. It's not even that close.
And
it's
you got to
Park.
go through I say it with love, the hood, basically. When I went up to that stadium, first time I called a game up there, I was shocked. I'm like, we're in a neighborhood.
It's an old neighborhood. It's an old beat-up neighborhood.
Kind of those houses that were built right after World War II. The what are those called? The bungalow type houses, not real big.
It's where neighbors, where you put, parking $50, you stick in your front lawn, and you don't have a lawn from.
Kind of like in Appleton.
Yes, actually, yes. Yeah. So that is so. This is completely different than what they're doing in Buffalo. It couldn't be more different.
Well, now we got to see if there's the train stop's not far from there, but don't you think they got to put another stop right there close?
Yeah, they'll put one literally at the doorstep.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
I would hope so, and we'll have the mayor on, and that definitely would be something we can talk about. The light rail stop for the Broncos right now isn't bad. I was just on it,
it's not great. I mean, I would expect the next one to be far closer than the current one.
Yeah, I mean, it's walkable.
The Altitude Daily. Kretman and Lindahl.
Listen, this is going to be, just go see SoFi, go see Jerry World.
Yep.
This is going to be the big stadium. It's going to have the retractable roof. You're going to get all the big events here, and they are going to have plenty of shopping, condos, office space. You can dream it. It'll be around the Broncos area, and then that way, I know they said in their statement earlier today, they want this to be a place where you visit all year round, not just during football season, which is largely what Empower is. What do you go down to Empower for when it's not football? Nothing. Unless there's a concert in the summer, but there's no vibrant restaurant. There's none of that stuff. There's not the nightlife. There's Federal, but even that area of Federal is going through a little bit of the reconstruction, if you will.
If you will, yes. So again, there's a whole lot of we'll see on this. Mike Johnston was on with the midday show, and he said win, win, win. And again, the Broncos using the term privately funded, which okay, like no new public tax dollars, but as Parker Gabriel wrote in the Denver Post today, they are, exploring the use of urban renewal tax incentives, including tax increment financing, which does divert tax dollars away from the city that they could use for public services. So it's not completely private. Plus, Andy, and we have no idea, this has not been announced yet, we're still early in the process, but a term that Broncos fans very well may want to start researching is not pumpkin spice latte, but another PSL, personal seat license.
Something they've talked about for a long time. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I would expect that enters the landscape here at some point.
Yep.
The
20. By the way, 21 of the league's 32 teams currently utilize PSLs. Denver is not on the list.
But it's been in discussion in the past.
It has been in the past, and the Manders will be number 22. And if you're talking about a $4 billion stadium, because this has basically become the norm, anticipate that this could be coming for the Broncos. By the way, anticipated costs of new PSLs in places like Washington and even Buffalo could cost upwards of $50,000 per seat. Lower bowl seats requiring PSLs up to 8,000. Even the upper levels could be 2,500 premium seats. Again, you could be talking some pretty high five-figure dollars for PSLs. If that is the direction that the Broncos choose to go, and as our friend Paul Klee wrote in the Gazette, it'd be the upset of the century if Denver chooses not to go, if the Broncos choose not to go with personal seat licenses in the new stadium.
All that to be discussed ahead. You would be shocked if that's not part of what goes on here. Sports is becoming for those that are willing to pay a premium price for a premium experience.
Yep.
As they once talked about when they were going to build a stadium in Vegas. Remember that smaller seat stadium where they said we're looking for the premium customer that wants an elite experience and all that kind of terms. Anyway, here's what I think the real win is. I'm happy it's staying in downtown Denver.
Agreed.
I don't think Lone Tree was the spot for this thing.
Well said. That single tree will not be knocked down. Were they going to knock down the one tree for the stadium?
Well, how big was the tree?
Could they build around the one tree? Go ahead, Spring.
High five.
Remember that pole in Minute Maid Park?
I know, the pole.
Yeah.
They left it there with the hill. There was the pole and the hill.
You've been listening to the Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com/Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.